You just got a MacBook and now you need to know what accessories you need to get the most out of your new MacBook. I'm gonna give you the 8 must-have accessories that I couldn't live without. This MacBook right here, I've had for 9 years going on 10. And how I made it last so long was having these types of accessories to help protect it. My name's Rose and this is Rose's Raw Reality. I'm gonna leave links down below for everything, so let's get into it. Number 1 is getting a case. The first thing that you should buy with your MacBook is a case. In fact, I buy my cases the moment I buy my MacBooks because I want to make sure the second that that MacBook is in my hands, it is protected. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to protect it from everything, but little oopsie, I dropped it. This can be a big thing. It doesn't mean that you don't need AppleCare. You still need that because AppleCare is going to help you with the hardware and software, but the case is going to protect it from scratches and unnecessary damage that could have been avoided if you just had a case on it. It's way better to have a case and not need it than to not have a case and need it. So put a case on it and protect it, which leads to number 2, because when you buy a case on Amazon, usually there's a keyboard cover on it, which is actually the second thing I'm gonna recommend to you. Because if you just got a MacBook, you're gonna wanna make sure that crumbs and dust and stuff like that doesn't get in the keyboard and mess it up. And you can't just dig it out. That might mess it up more. So just putting a keyboard cover on your MacBook will make it last longer. In fact, I dropped a cup of noodles on this MacBook and it survived because I had the keyboard protector on it. That says a lot right there. Number 3. So you ever hear that loud noise coming from your MacBook? Well, that's probably the fan. If you hear those fans going really, really loud, it's because it's starting to overheat. And if you can prop it up and let all that air actually get in and out of the computer and really let those fans work, it will help your computer. So if you put it on a stand, you're letting it get a lot of ventilation that it needs. And you don't need to spend a lot of money to do this. I got a laptop stand for $10. But before that, I had unboxed this wireless mini camera and I just used the box to prop it up in the back and give it more air. So you can use anything like this. You don't actually have to buy anything. You want to make sure that you have plenty of air going in there so it doesn't overheat. Which leads to number 4, external storage. Because if your computer overheats and blows up and does something crazy, you're gonna want to back up. By having cloud storage or external drives, you're going to be protecting your information. But there's more benefits to having external storage other than just protecting your data, especially now that Apple has stopped letting you upgrade the amount of storage you have on your MacBook. A lot of times you don't realize how much storage you need until you run out of it. I recommend getting something like this, which is an external hard drive or external SSD drive, or even just using a cloud service like iCloud or Google Drive. So one of the main benefits of this is you are able to use it as a time machine or even just keep the data on there. So if anything happens to your MacBook, you don't have to worry about all your files disappearing with whatever disaster just hit your MacBook. It also means you're able to take what you have on this computer, have it on a drive, and then throw it onto that one or another one. Sometimes there's a lot of files that you don't really need on there, so you're just able to have it on this and not have it taking up a bunch of room. So having external storage is a must for MacBooks, especially now that there's not as much room and you can't upgrade them. Ugh, Apple, why do you do this to us? And if you want more information on how to use external storage or what external storage is best for you, definitely check out this video right here. Which leads to the next accessory. Number 5. Having adapters. Now, if you have a MacBook, especially a new one that only has the Thunderbolt ports, you know the importance of getting an adapter. If you have an older one like this, you don't have to worry about as much because you have all the plugins you need. But if you have a MacBook like I do that is a 2020 or 2021, you definitely need an adapter. And this can come in all shapes or sizes. Personally, I just spent like $10 on this one and it has one port for a USB, one port for an SD card, and one port for a micro SD card. And that's all I really need. But for someone who maybe needs to connect another monitor or another laptop or whatever it is you need to connect, there are tons of adapters that can best suit your needs. Number 6, I suggest if you're going to take your MacBook anywhere, and I mean anywhere that you have a MacBook carrying bag. If you do not want to get a carrying bag like this that is huge and has a bunch of compartments, guess what? You can get a sleeve like this, put it in here, and then put it in your normal backpack or briefcase, and you'll still get the protection. You want to have a padded compartment that fits your MacBook and will protect it from being thrown around and getting possibly damaged. I like to use the laptop bags that are made to hold laptops, but at least get a laptop sleeve if you're not going to get the full laptop bag. Number 7, get Apple's extension cord. This can be a lifesaver because not only are you able to get further away from the outlet, but unlike other extension cords, this will do the same exact powerful, quick, and smooth charging that your normal power adapter would do, because this is actually made for MacBooks. Not only that, but you can also plug it into your iPad power adapter. And because this actually locks in to the power adapter, it's much more unlikely to get yanked out or be disconnected. So I highly suggest getting one of these power adapters. Now that we've talked about all the normal accessories, I'm gonna talk about one that's a little bit different, which is number 8, AirPlay and Sidecar. Now these are 2 options to help expand your screen. So if you have a MacBook, chances are there's gonna be a time where you wish you had a bigger screen, and you might even consider buying a monitor. But before you do that, I highly suggest you try one of these 2 options. First is AirPlay. Most TVs have AirPlay built into them, but if yours doesn't, you can always get something like a Roku or an Apple TV, which will allow you to use AirPlay. And what AirPlay does is allow you to mirror your MacBook screen to the TV and use the TV as your monitor. And it can really make it easier if you need a bigger monitor and you don't want to go buy one. Another option you may have is if you have an iPad, is Apple's Sidecar. Unlike AirPlay where you're mirroring your screen on the TV, with iPad Sidecar you're expanding your monitor. So however big your iPad is, you're adding that extra screen on, which extends your monitor. And you can do this if you maybe want to have multiple apps running or want to monitor something while you're running an application, or even if you're maybe editing a video, you can have the media pool there and the rest of the editing in the main laptop. Now, I don't recommend going out and buying a new iPad to do this, but if you already have one, take advantage of that and get your extra screen so you don't have to actually buy a new monitor. If you're interested in any of the products I mentioned, I will leave links down below. And if you want to know what to do if your MacBook won't turn on, because I just had that happen, watch this video right here. Or if you want to see other Apple product unboxings, watch this video right here. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see when I post more videos like this. And of course, you can always leave questions down below in the comments, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye!